So let me start with congratulations on the movie. I like throwing some curveballs before I get into why I get to talk to you guys today. So I'm going to start with you and the most important question. It's a jokey thing, but like, what do you remember about working on Scrooged? Because I love that movie.
My wowzers. We're doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know what? It was a great experience, actually. I loved Bill Murray.
I have a great memory of you working on Scrooge.
What is the memory?
When you guys were singing at the end of the film, when everyone's singing and Quincy Jones was on set telling everyone, sing out loud. It doesn't matter if you sound bad. We're going to record it over anyway.
Yes. Wow.
Right.
She remembers more from a movie that she wasn't in. How about that?
Why did it take, you guys worked together on 227 way back when, and I think this is the first time you've done something together on screen since then.
You weren't on 227.
Yeah, the sing-along. You weren't in the scene I was in. I was once again part of a choir and I can't sing, but you know, another singing moment for me.
So she remembered something on something that I was on.
Yeah, she wasn't in the scene I was in. It was, it was kind of a background scenario. I don't know why we didn't. I know she stopped acting. I stopped acting. Yes, I quickly went behind the scenes after graduating from high school. So that really was. John Ridley is who dusted my 35 years from being on TV to this point in time. Was John Ridley asking me to come on and play Muriel.
Question for all three of you, and then I'm going to jump into the film. For all three of you, what is the most nervous you've been the night before the first day of filming something, and why?
I'm always nervous the night before. It's not a most nervous. I kind of personally feel like if I'm not nervous, then I should get nervous because that means it doesn't mean
that means
a lot
you're
to
about to do an impersonation of yourself. If you're not nervous about stepping out into somebody else's shoes, and that person, I don't know when that energy has been used before. I don't know when the last person put on this energy and what's going to smell from it. I don't know how they're going to be affected at the end of the day. So whether you do a great performance or a bad performance, that spirit is still with you. And until it's discharged by the director that says, okay, that's a wrap, and then the session's over, now you can go back to being you. But everybody's scared of their first, what do you call it? Seance. Because that's a seance.
I still sometimes feel it before getting on a Zoom call, depending on who's on the call. Yeah.
I know you two have been working to bring this film to life for like 15 years. Why is it that films like this that shine a light on someone who did amazing things are still so hard to get made? Because it's, you know what I mean? Like these films but they're so important to teaching us about our history and how we got to where we are today.
Oh my God. I think there's so many factors that have something to do with that. I mean, they're the obvious ones that, unfortunately, everyone's story, especially within the Black community, is just not as interesting. Interesting to those that are signing the checks,
right.
Yes.
To be told. I think there's interest from the audience, but also
it's not interesting to people's agenda.
Yeah, fully.
Properly.
So I think that it's also a lot that has to do with it, and hopefully we got it right here, is sometimes, now I'm speaking as an audience, we don't want to feel like we are being spoon-fed medicine, right?
Go, baby.
But the moments that you're getting the medicine and receiving it well and with when you're leaning into it is usually when it's with a spoonful of sugar, right? So we hope that you can get through it and not feel like, oh, I'm falling off. Or that it's an assignment. If I don't do this, then I'm a bad person. I think sometimes that kind of comes, those are the expectations you have when you go into watching some films, that, oh, I have to watch it. And I feel like with Shirley Chisholm, her story is important. She is part of the American political fabric. Without her, there would not have been so many. Would there have been? Would a President Obama? Would a Vice President Kamala Harris? Would a Hillary Clinton?
Connie?
Yeah, would they?
And then being able to find the partners, the studio that is supporting that go. And that was, Netflix and Participant, because we took this out. Netflix is who delivered.
For all three of you, what do you think would surprise soon-to-be fans of the movie to learn about the actual making of the movie?
How difficult it was to make that movie during COVID and with mass restrictions and the fear of everybody getting sick. That was one of the hardest parts, is how do you do something this creative and where people were free when they were living these experiences, but now there's so much constriction and restraint, and how do you find that freedom again?
Yeah. And I would say her love of McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, I would even double down on that, because it's difficult to do a period piece. Every year, everything changes. So the landscape of whatever city, nothing even kind of exists the way it did, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Yeah. The further you get away from that time period, the more difficult it is. And then to add the COVID restrictions. So you need all of your background actors to buy into putting their masks in their pocket, putting their masks in their purse, to, every single one of your PAs and ADs to be watching, to making sure that everyone has their masks off.
Makeup has to come and retouch up every time you take it off.
That's a whole nother layer.
That was so hard. Yeah. It was so
Yeah, Terrence thought he was getting sought out by the Secret Service every time a safety PA popped up on you. Put your mask on.
Yeah. Or when it would come time to have, because we had to be tested, like twice a week. And boy, they had to find Terrence.
They had to track Terrence down.
You are not taking my DNA off to go do whatever you want to do.
What's really funny is it was probably back when they were digging to your brain.
Yes,
and it was a very uncomfortable test, unlike the way they do it.
It took them so long to realize it just needed to go right here.
Yeah. No, but you could have spit inside the tissue and they can pull it from there. It's like, come on, dude.
No, but listen, I remember those tests.
Don't rape my nose every morning. I'm sorry.
You're giving me flashbacks of shooting.
But that was the hardest thing.
Congrats on the movie. I really hope it's a huge hit for you guys. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.